All right, and we are live. Hello and welcome, everybody watching on YouTube and Facebook. Hello, Achim.
Hello, Oliver. How are you?
Thank you everybody for tuning in. This is another episode of the now infamous mimoLive Tips and Tricks Live, and today we're gonna show you mimoLive 4.1, which we've released on Friday, and we already showed in a previous version, in a previous episode. We already showed you a couple of features, but we have a new one that we haven't shown before and which we'll show today. So if you are watching on Facebook and YouTube, there's a couple of things you can post in the comments. We still have issues with Facebook not having reviewed or waiting for review for mimoLive for the new version. So we can't pull in the Facebook comments. I will do that manually again. So if you are watching on Facebook, just post into the comments and we'll just read from there your questions. On YouTube, we can you can post the comments and we can pull them into the stream, and we'll do that and answer all questions that you have. So let me see. I just make sure that I have everybody everything running smoothly. That's just checking Facebook, and let's see if Facebook, the live stream is working. It seems to be working. And YouTube, let me see, YouTube is also on and live, and I can also watch the chat there. All right, so mimoLive 4.1 is now available for download at the website mimo.live/download. I should have prepared a lower third here for you. I will put the URL into the show notes, so if you want to go there and download, or you can just if you run mimoLive and go to the mimoLive menu and check the software update, it will show the new version and download that. So what's new? Last week or the week before, I don't remember exactly, I think in the last stream we showed you the web browser source, and that's interesting because it allows you to pull in chat rooms. For example, the hyped one from I don't remember the name right now. This discourse is the one that's the super hype now. You can pull that in, or your chat room from wherever. So it's good for getting interactive content. It's also good for if you want to talk about websites. You can show those. And something that's coming up is broadcast graphics in HTML5, CSS, and JavaScript. For example, in the gamer space, there's lots of those, and you can use the web browser source to pull that in. And we demoed that in the last show. You can check that out in the archive. Also new in mimoLive 4.1 is sorting of sources. So they're if you go to the source repository, it's now sorted into folders. The various types of sources have their own folders. You can rename those, you can reorder the sources, and that helps you to clean up a little bit and get a better, better sort of order into your sources. And there's one feature that we haven't shown yet. But we've talked about it already at the NAB because it's related to NDI. So Achim, what's the story?
Yes, we implemented NDI a couple of releases ago, and
this is not. This is you.
Oh, thank you. Now, the guys from NewTek added the capabilities to control PTC enabled cameras, which means pan, tilt, and zoom. So you can control the angle and the perspective and zoom of the lens, for example, for certain cameras that that have the NDI PTC protocol with it. So actually I have one of those cameras and I want to show you how this works. In mimoLive, I just started mimoLive and create a blank document so you can follow along. This is a blank document here, and to get the NDI source, we just go to the NDI to the source repository and grab the NDI video source. Now you can see the feature Oliver mentioned already. That's the grouping and the sorting. So it's sorted into the video group, and you can collapse it, and so it goes out of the way if you need that. In this case, we just want to concentrate on the camera 2. It actually automatically uses the PTC optics camera to show the video, and selected the camera. And here you go. This is the camera, and it's pointing just to the ceiling. So to make use of the PTC feature, we want to show this in the multi-view. And actually, I guess mimoLive didn't catch up about the PTC parameter, but let's see if it works. Select the camera in the multi-view, camera 2, and it should show the NDI PTC controls. Unfortunately, it doesn't. So I just want to save this document. Let's see if this works. PTC, and just open it again. So get a little bit time to get things done. So here we go. Now it tells us there's a pan, tilt, and zoom option for this camera. And once I opened up the multi-view, then there is in the upper right corner, you can see a control panel to pan the camera and tilt the camera by just clicking on the arrows and dragging it around. So also the
maybe Achim, maybe you want to select the your video in the program output, where it says program output.
Okay, here we go.
So we don't see the same thing twice. Okay, so we see the camera on the right hand side, and that's going to be good.
Yeah. So this is right next is the zoom feature. So you click on it and drag it forward or backward to control the zoom of the PTC camera. So
all right, that's very good. How about stored positions?
So in mimoLive you can add the positions. For example, in this camera we already stored 3 positions, and so in the camera setup at pan, tilt, and zoom, I click on the action gear here and reveal the camera position panel. So in this camera there are 3 positions already stored, and once I tell mimoLive that I want to see 3 positions, then in the multi-view there are the 3 positions as buttons. And the buttons are labeled just as in the setup panel. so I can rename it. The first one, for example, was the letter. The second was myself, if I remember correctly. And the third one was the ceiling. Now I have 3 buttons in my multi-view: ladder, Achim, and ceiling. And once I press a button, the camera just drives to it instantly, so I can walk through different positions. Yeah.
All right. This cool. So that's the new feature in mimoLive 4.1, and we are already working.
One important thing. I forget one important thing. Don't forget to install the special NDI HQ.
NDI HX.
Oh, HX, sorry, driver, and you can download it from Mutex driver page.
And we already learned that you have to do that on the user account that you actually use mimoLive with, and
right.
So there's always little things you learn and keep learning. All right, so let's see if we have any comments. We don't have any comments in Facebook, and I don't see any in YouTube either, which means today I think the weather is too good and people don't tune in. Now I think I know what this is. This is in the United States. There is a big holiday today, in the UK also, and so we are basically just streaming for ourselves today, which is well, okay. Yeah, it's also good, nice weather outside. So the sooner we wrap this up here, the sooner we get to sit outside and have a beer. So if there's no questions today, then I think we'll just Carlos is online, and I see him responding to comments that I don't see, which is interesting. I don't know if that is a feature of Facebook or is it just playing tricks with me. I'm looking at the video page, Facebook video page, and I see Carlos's comments, but it's just I don't see the other ones. So let me see if I can reload the page, or what do I have to do to make those other comments appear. It's again, we used to have a comments feature inside mimoLive that would show me all the comments for that live stream. We're currently waiting for Facebook to approve an update that we've submitted. And once that is done, we will be able to do Facebook comments much better than before, in near real time, and also without unexpected behavior. Carlos, thank you. He's talking just to visitors from his page. Okay, so I can't see those, of course. So just to recap, mimoLive 4.1 available since Friday. New features, headline features. There are lots of new features, and you should check out the release notes definitely. Headline features are web browser source, a new way to bring order to your sources repository, where you can reorder your sources and put them into folders that you can set up yourself, so you can structure them like you want. And as we showed you today, the NDI PTC control. If you have an NDI PTC capable camera, you can now control the PTC camera from within the multi-view. There's an overlay that allows you to pan, tilt, and zoom the camera directly, or recall the stored positions up to, how many, Achim, do we have? 8 or 10? stored positions?
Eight positions.
Eight stored positions that you can access. And yeah, so we have so we have a question from Jen Nelson, who is apparently coming in from Carlos's page. Can you do everything from your iPad? mimoLive is a Mac application, so if you don't have a Mac, it's not working just on the iPad. However, we do have an iPad app called mimoLive Reporter. That is sort of a stripped down version of mimoLive, which allows you to stream directly to YouTube, Facebook, and other services using your iPhone or iPad, and you can add graphics and things like that to your stream. It's quite nice tool for a roaming reporter. It also allows you to call into a studio that's equipped with the mimoLive on the Mac with the same feature that Achim is using here, called mimoCall, to call in from his office. And you can use also the iPad to control mimoLive. We have a remote control surface, which makes it very easy to run your show. And that is one, that's a lot of use cases. And you can also use your iPad or iPhone as a camera using either a cable to mimoLive to the Mac using a lightning cable, and a little app on the iPhone or iPad called mimoCam, which just gives you the video signal from the camera over the lightning port, or you run mimoLive Reporter and connect through mimoCall, or you can do the NDI app, the NDI NewTek NDI camera app, and use the connection wirelessly from the iPad and iPhone to mimoLive, and use the iOS device as a camera. All right. Jen, so there's a light version on the iPad, but I need to have a Mac or desktop or laptop connected to. The mimoLive Reporter also works standalone. You can also use it to stream directly to YouTube and other live streaming platforms. And you can do, for example, screencasts using a streaming extension. But you don't have like multiple camera switching and these things. You have a very specific set of graphics overlays, like a logo, a lower third. You can play B-roll that is pre-recorded things, or you can show photos from your photo library. Another question on Facebook, Javier Lopez Orsini. Quick question, lower thirds layer. I have old ones that seem to be working fine. Do you recommend moving to the newer lower thirds layer? Any benefits? I'm not sure if I understand correctly, because the lower third layer is always been the lower third layer, and if you use that and it works for you, then it's fine. We also offer a set of new lower thirds, and I can show you one here, like right now, Achim. Those are one-trick ponies, which are very simple, different lower thirds that are easy to set up. You don't have to do any animation. You don't have to. You just use it. You just set the colors, the text, fonts, load a little icon, and then you have a nice lower third. And there's a lower third pack that you can license and buy, and that gives you just a number of more options that are easy to use and quick to set up. But if the old the normal lower third, which lets you set all the backgrounds and all the geometry and stuff like that, if that works for you, then you're probably fine. All right, I hope this hope this helps. Let me see if I have more questions. Franz Otto Nowotny on the YouTube page, and it's kind of interesting that it doesn't show up on the in our comments window here. Just noticed your broadcast. Sorry to have missed you. Look forward to next time. That's good. You can also come back, and we'll upload a replay from this. Due to network issues, sometimes the transmission to YouTube and Facebook drops out, and Facebook also, has other issues right now. So I'm uploading a recording of this separately, and feel free to also comment there. We will come back and answer your questions in the comments there and respond to everything. All right, so
actually I got the notification for Facebook and YouTube stream right now, so
okay, so maybe we should took a couple of minutes for people to be notified, so maybe we just wait until some more people show up and ask questions. Javier, the old version Boinx TV lower thirds, he's talking about the old version Boinx TV lower thirds. I'm still using the same template in mimoLive, which has a newer one. Achim, the Boinx TV lower third, is that this? It's basically the same thing that is in mimoLive, right?
Yeah, we didn't change much since Boinx TV for the lower third. We tweaked it, we adopted it to some other features in mimoLive, like that you can bring in a video as a background, and then usually the video would stop presenting the lower third in the end. Such things we fixed, and maybe the Boinx TV template you have. Let's say it this way. We are versioning the layers, and mimoLive and also Boinx TV is aware of which version of the layer is able to be upgraded automatically without disturbing your document. And maybe that your document is that old that the layer that is inside your old document isn't updated automatically. So maybe you need to instantiate a new lower third in mimoLive to get the benefit of the new features we added there. But usually it will automatically update. And Oliver, if you can switch to my screen again, I can show how that works. So in this case, I checked out for all the lower thirds we have. That is the built-in lower third that comes with the regular license, and those are the lower thirds Oliver talked about that needs a special license for it. However, if you instantiate one of those layers, this is also a new feature, and gives you here at this point, gives you the version of the lower third you're currently, or for each layer actually, which you're currently using. So you can see if the lower third in your document is actually the current one, because it's got updated automatically for you. Or it is an older version, let's say 3.x, then this lower third won't be updated automatically. You need to do this manually.
All right, so Carlos has another question. I hope, Javier, I hope that this is of help for you. We feel happy to continue the discussion in the Boinx forum at boinx.com/forum. Carlos Phoenix, any thoughts on creating an original graphic lower third that can be animated like the new lower thirds? If you want to create custom layers for mimoLive, you have to use Quartz Composer, which is available as part of Apple's developer tools. And there's a little documentation on how to do this at docs.mimo.live, the online manual for mimoLive. And also there's a tutorial how to create animated lower thirds using Adobe, what's the animation application? Adobe
Motion.
again. Now Motion is the Apple one. After Effects. After Effects is the one. So, but you can also use Motion, of course. And there's a tutorial how to use the mimoLive layer, the lower third layer, to use the background animation you created with Motion or After Effects. That makes it much easier to use or to create animated lower thirds. And you find this tutorial also on the mimoLive docs, docs.mimo.live. All right, Xavier, yeah, thank you for asking the question, and I hope we could help you there. And Carlos, also thank you for asking the question. And if you guys have more questions, we are always available in the Boinx forums and try to answer everything there. If you have tech support issues, as always, write an email to support@boinx.com. That is the high priority channel for problems, and forum is for discussing more general ideas and user how to use mimoLive. All right, I don't see any more questions in Facebook at this moment. There's no more questions on YouTube either. And it's already a little late. Achim and I are hoping to be able to catch some sunlight in the evenings and watch the sun go down and have a beer outside somewhere. So I think we're gonna wrap this up. Just to recap, this show was about mimoLive 4.1. Has been released last Friday. Is available on the website or through the software update menu item. And apart from fixing a lot of issues, it's adding a web browser source that allows you to pull in web pages or broadcast graphics created in HTML5 and CSS like the gamers use, or there's a couple of new services are coming up for professionals as well. We have a new way to keep order in the layer repository by sorting the sources repository, sorry, by sorting the sources into folders that you can rename and reorder, and you can change the order of the sources inside the folders. And as we showed you today, NDI PTC camera control directly from within the multi-view. That's a feature we've been talking about at NAB also, and finally we're gonna be able to ship it in version 4.1. All right, and Achim and the guys are hard at work at the next release, and we will be back with more goodies when that is done. So tomorrow I'm going to be in Switzerland where they have the TPC post-NAB event in Zurich on Wednesday. And if you are in the Zurich area, feel free to come by and say hi. And well, I think that's it for today. Achim, any parting thoughts?
Oh, next week it will be WWDC by Apple. So
let's see.
Very curious about new things.
Yeah, let's hope for new hardware and not so many new problems in the software. All right. I think we may be doing a live stream on Monday, just shortly before the keynote, or even during the keynote, not on this channel, but on our usual channels, doing testing, seeing if everything works. Maybe a 360-degree live stream. I hope I don't forget to bring the camera, the 360 camera, and let's hope it still works. Yeah, thank you for tuning in. See you everybody next week. Hopefully, subscribe to these channels to be notified when new episodes go live. And yeah, thanks for all the questions, and we're looking forward to hearing more from you in the forums. Well, that's it for today. Final call for today. All right. Thank you, Achim. Thank you for joining me for all the good demos, and we'll be back next week. Bye.
Nice evening. Bye-bye.